Eileen Gu switches gears after Olympics and stuns in must-see whimsical dress for Paris outing. The Olympic skier stepped out in a whimsical Iris Van Herpen design for the Grand Diner du Louvre in Paris. Eileen Gu looks good in more than just a ski suit. Fresh off of her record-breaking run at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo, the Chinese-American freestyle skier traded the Olympics for Fashion Week. Last week, she conveniently stayed in Milan for its Fashion Week, attending the Prada FW26 show, and now, she has jet off to Paris for its own Fashion Week. Her latest outing. On Tuesday, March 3rd, Eileen, 22, stepped out in Paris for the Grand Diner du Louvre at the famed Paris Museum, wearing a whimsical Iris Van Herpen design. The stunning gown appeared to be comprised of a shining pink organza layered over velvet, and featured wings adorned with the same materials that glistened gold in movement. Wrapped in the luminescence of the crystal pyramids, Eileen Gu stunned in the Dornier gown at Le Grand Diner du Louvre in Paris. The brand shared on Instagram along with head-turning photos. Fans were quick to take to the comments section under the post and rave over the look, with one declaring her an Olympic goddess, as others followed suit with, "Eileen, so beautiful," "Angel," and "What a dream of a dress," as well as, "Wow, like a fairy." A bittersweet Olympics finale. At the Olympics, Eileen, who was born in the United States but competed for her mother's homeland of China, and who is already the most decorated freestyle skier in Olympic history, broke records when she won gold for the women's halfpipe in freestyle skiing on Sunday, the last day of the Olympics. She shortly after shared with fans that her grandmother, Guizhen had passed away. Tearing up while speaking to reporters about her grandmother shortly after her big win, she remembered her grandmother as a steamship, noting, "This woman commanded life, and she grabbed it by the reins, and she made it into what she wanted it to be. She inspired me so much," she went on, revealing, "The last time I saw her before I came to the Olympics, she was very sick, so I knew that this was a possibility. I didn't probably say that I was going to win, but I did promise her that I was going to be brave. She's been brave." On competing for China. Eileen is a skier, a model, and is currently a student at Stanford University, majoring in international relations. In addition to her skiing, of course, throughout the Olympics, Eileen also became known for her incredible eloquence during press conferences, answering questions about the sport just as she has about how her brain works and geopolitics. In response to J.D. Vance commenting he would only root for American athletes, criticizing the very common tradition of competing for your family's home country, Eileen told USA Today. From snow to silk, Eileen Gu switches gears after the Olympics and stuns Paris in a whimsical dress. The roar of the crowd had barely faded from the snowy slopes of the 2026 Winter Olympics when Eileen Gu began writing the next chapter of her extraordinary story. Known to millions as the fearless freestyle skier who glides through icy halfpipes with gravity-defying grace, Gu surprised the world by stepping away from the mountains and into an entirely different arena, high fashion. The transformation was nothing short of breathtaking. Within days of her Olympic triumphs, the 22-year-old athlete swapped ski boots for heels, snow goggles for couture elegance, and the adrenaline of competition for the artistic glamour of Paris. At the prestigious Grand Diner du Louvre in the iconic Louvre Museum in Paris, Gu stunned onlookers in a whimsical, winged gown that looked as if it had drifted down from a dream. It was a moment that symbolized more than just a change of outfit. It marked the fascinating evolution of a young woman who effortlessly blends the worlds of sport, creativity, and culture. A champion on the slopes. Before the Paris spotlight and couture gowns, Gu had already secured her place in Olympic history. At the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, she delivered another remarkable performance, capturing 1 gold medal and 2 silver medals across freestyle skiing events. Her achievements made her the most decorated freestyle skier in Olympic history. For Gu, success on the slopes came from relentless dedication, calculated risk-taking, and an unwavering belief in pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Each Olympic run carried the signature style that fans have come to admire: speed, precision, and daring creativity. While other athletes focused purely on technical mastery, Gu added something more: artistry. Ironically, that same artistic instinct would soon carry her into the fashion world. The athlete with a creative soul. Unlike many athletes whose identities revolve solely around their sport, Gu has always embraced a broader vision of who she is. She studies at Stanford University, speaks multiple languages, and has cultivated a reputation as one of the most intellectually curious figures in global sports. But perhaps her most unexpected passion lies in fashion. Gu has often described fashion as a powerful form of self-expression. After the Olympics, she openly spoke about her excitement to explore her other job, the creative world of design and style. For her, fashion and sport are not opposites. Instead, they coexist in a dynamic balance. Skiing requires courage and imagination, qualities that fashion celebrates as well. Just as she experiments with new tricks on the slopes, she experiments with silhouettes, textures, and artistic concepts in clothing. A magical night in Paris. That philosophy came to life at the Grand Diner du Louvre in Paris, one of the most prestigious cultural events of the year. The setting itself felt cinematic. The historic halls of the Louvre Museum glowed with golden light, surrounded by centuries of art and sculpture. Celebrities, designers, and artists gathered to celebrate creativity. And then Gu arrived. She wore an extraordinary gown designed by visionary Dutch designer Iris van Herpen, a creation that looked less like clothing and more like living art. The dress, known as the Dornier gown, flowed in delicate shades of pink with a high neckline and elegant silhouette. But the real magic lay behind her shoulders. Two sculptural fabric wings extended from the back of the gown, giving the impression that Gu might take flight at any moment. The design echoed the famous ancient sculpture Winged Victory of Samothrace, which stands inside the Louvre itself. Standing beneath the museum's towering architecture, Gu seemed to mirror the statue, a modern embodiment of victory, grace, and movement. Fashion meets victory. The symbolism of the moment was unmistakable. Just weeks earlier, Gu had conquered the Olympic slopes. Now she stood before a sculpture representing Nike, the Greek goddess of victory, whose wings spread wide as if landing triumphantly after battle. In a playful nod to this connection, Gu captioned her social media photos with the words, "Life imitates art." Fans immediately understood the reference. The parallels were poetic. The statue celebrates ancient victory. Gu represented modern triumph. Both embodied motion, strength, and elegance. Fashion critics quickly praised the look as one of the most memorable moments of the Paris fashion season. A global icon beyond sport. What makes Gu so fascinating is that she refuses to be defined by a single identity.